changes for Turkey to the side that swept Bulgaria aside on Saturday. Fresh fullbacks, Mert Milder and Eren El-Mali both come into the side. Ismail Yüksek referred to Ogun Kokshu in midfield. And Yunus Akgün brought in to freshen up the front line. Much, I think, will rest on the considerable talents of Arda Güler, and he has been delivering of late. 3 goals and 3 assists in his last 6 internationals. Tonight's referee is from Romania. There he is, 42-year-old Radu Petrescu. Will shortly be joined by the 2 captains. Appearance 101 for Hakan Çalhanoğlu, and Georgia once again led by their Champions League winner Kvicha Kvaratskhelia. Willy Sagnol said before the game that he's come here to win, and this side looks well set to give it a go. 2 changes from the defeat in Spain last week. Sees defender Luka Lokoshvili return from suspension. Zuriko Davitashvili, a scorer when these 2 met last month, is brought in to add a bit of extra pace to the attack. A back 5 against Spain looks like a back 4 tonight as Georgia go for attack over defence. Willy Sagnol memorably, historically led Georgia to the finals of the European Championships in 2024. He knows that if their World Cup dream is to stay alive, it's not just about avoiding defeat here, they really need to win here. 3 points the gap between these 2 nations. Turkey on 6 after their 3 qualifying matches. Georgia 3 points from a possible 9, their tally so far. Underway then. There is kick-off right into the corner. Lovely football stadium this. Vincenzo Montella's side to get underway in compact, atmospheric. Not too many spare seats around here. Really tall order for Willy Sagnol. Well, you only really need to look at the first meeting between the 2 sides to see the inconsistencies that have been plaguing them really recently. Georgia started that match very slowly. Turkey cashed in. They scored from a corner inside 3 minutes. Mert Milder, one of those restored to the starting lineup, was the one to head home from that. Just before half-time, they made it 2-0. 6 minutes after the break, looked to be game over, didn't it, when the Turks made it 3-0. Davitashvili led the fight back. Burak Yilmaz sent off. Kvaratskhelia scored in added time. Yes, it was very tight and very tense and very nervy. Georgia know they can't afford a slow start here. Good lead by Lokoshvili, rested after serving his suspension in the defeat against Spain. Kvaratskhelia couldn't hold it. Here's Güler. Easily out to Yildiz. El-Mali on the overlap. And the first big chance is put wide by Kerem Atatürkoğlu. And all of a sudden, Kakabate at right back was left horribly exposed. El-Mali getting forward. Atatürkoğlu, who scored the 3rd and ultimately decisive goal when these 2 sides met in the opening match of Euro 2024. Really entertaining contest that was in Dortmund. The way this one started, it promises that it could live up to that. Kvaratskhelia. immediately on him. Threatened to get away, but there were plenty of Turkish numbers there. Don't need to be a tactical genius to identify where a lot of the attacking threat comes from. It's Georgian. And you see on your screen there, number 7 carries much of it. Experience, the Georgian number 2, cap number 77 for him tonight. He may well have his work cut out with Yildiz and El Mali running at him from all angles. Nearly a costly mistake there from Bardacci. Shakir once again given the gloves for Turkey. Here's Shalanoglu on the ball, the captain. Back comes Kvaratskhelia and helps himself. Kocaeli at left back. Mamadashvili rushed into a mistake. He's given it straight to Yildiz. El Mali, it didn't quite sit for him. Georgia look rattled, but they've managed to get it. It didn't quite sit for him. Georgia look rattled, but they've managed to get it. He can bring it in and get it out. Promises to make it an exciting game, but one of the features of it, not just the stakes which are clear to see in terms of qualification, but also the fact that we've seen that both head coaches are operating a front-footed approach, putting the pressure on the opposition defenders when they have the ball. Karim Bardacci found that out a moment ago, nearly to his and his side's cost. Very much the trusted central defensive pairing now under Vincenzo Montella. Demiral on the right and Bardacci on the left. Fullbacks seem to be interchangeable, with Mulder and El Mali brought in tonight in 2 of those 4 changes. Looking for a bit of width. Yunus with defensive work. Kvaratskhelia asking why it wasn't played into his path. Valid question. Goulart, he's dispossessed. Kvaratskhelia. Not a lot of time or space for anyone out there at the moment. Yuksek. Found Goulart. Slid through neatly. Well, committing so many bodies into attack. Turkey looking for the early breakthrough. Excellent early tempo. Here's Demiral for the home side. Bardacci. Goulart, keep this pressure on. And Kocaeli. He was Followed every inch of the way by Luka Loshashvili. Variation in the play with the long ball to check that Georgia were...
Wel, Colas Aswil. Por pouco tempo. Passa na frente agora o guarda-redes do Galatasaray.
Pressure applied on Shakir, and he's able to get it up to the halfway line. Kvaratskhelia has it back. Surging forward, Christian Kvaratskhelia. Down he goes on the edge of the box, no free kick. The challenge seemed to be a fair one. Shoulder to shoulder, big Abdul Karim Badashi. Kocaeli, Kakabadze. He wants the corner, but it's going to be a goal kick. Well, we're watching the latest chapter in what is a comparatively brief footballing history between these two nations unfolding ahead of us. This is just the 8th time they've met, the first of which came in 2002, the most recent of which came last month in Tbilisi. It was against Turkey that Georgia played their first ever game in a major tournament final. Meeting in Euro 2024, the summer before the one just gone. Kocaeli's touch just deflected away. And you see with the blonde hair nearest to us, Barish Alfa Yilmaz played a central role in the first meeting between these two sides. He was sent on. 5 minutes later, he was sent off. Straight red card challenge. And for a very nervy... El Mali, the Galatasaray fullback. Davitashvili, if they can get him involved in the game in any similar way to the previous meeting, then Georgia will have an excellent avenue for attack. Little touch from Davitashvili there. This is Kocaeli. Back to Davitashvili. Beyond one. Finding Kocaeli. Promise for Georgia here. A 4 committed to the attack. Side netting found. Davitashvili was at the heart of that move. Excellent ambition shown with the number of bodies committed to the attack, but Davitashvili just couldn't turn it back, and that's because it came off the boot of Mert Mulder. So the first corner of the evening is a Georgian one, taken by Davitashvili. enjoy himself playing little number 7, Kocaeli, when he comes up against Georgia. Not just the goal in the European Championships, also got 2 goals against them of the 3 that they scored. Tbilisi at the start of last month. Here's Mulder. Goulart. Kocaeli across quickly. Now Kvaratskhelia. That's a very promising ball in, and over the top and in. The cheers will subside because the flag has gone up to deny the informed Kenan Yildiz. I just wonder, I think it was Kocaeli on this near side. Looked quite tight from that angle we just saw there. The VAR, Catalin Popper, having a close look at this. On or offside, that's the question. No doubt about it, the defensive line was not as in tune as it should have been for Georgia. Whether it will cost them, we're about to find out. The cheers tell you all you need to know. He had kept himself onside. The timing was perfect and the finish wasn't far off. And this is a player who has now scored 3 goals in his last 2 international matches. Still only 20 years old, getting better all the time for Turkey and for Kenan Yildiz. Offside or not offside? Chakrabarty's position was questionable in the extreme. Shouldn't have been a factor, but it was. It was tight. Kvaratskhelia. Golishite. Goulet's touch. You might have thought he was the number one left back. Started 7 of the previous 8 internationals, but was on the bench from the start against Bulgaria, possibly to keep him fresh for tonight. The 2 games, Willy Sagnol would have looked at this one and seen this as the more challenging, I think, given the form that Bulgaria have had. He's on the march again. Kocaeli. Kocaeli is going to be penalised. Spain mercilessly tore Turkey apart. They were absolutely superb in the 6-0 win. You know they've still got a little way to go to compete with the very best, but this is Arda Güler. He's got the corner. So with Güler, Kenan Yildiz, there's so much optimism about what is to come from this side under Vincenzo Montella. As far as Georgia are concerned at the moment, it's about staying in the game. With the corner, got in each other's way after Koglu and Yildiz. Here he is. Yildiz tees it up. The captain Shalanoglu gave that everything, but it's deflected behind. Some of the defence around him. Had a very busy night against Spain. It's going to be the similar here, and he's beaten again. Nehir Demiral. We're not yet halfway through the first half, and Turkey are in control. They scored from a corner when first these two sides met on match day 1, and they've done it again here. Pretty much a free header for Nehir Demiral. There was the marking. Really was detailed to try to keep tabs on the number 3. He failed. He scored. Could be a very long night indeed for Willy Sagnol and Georgia. entirety of the first half to get themselves into a 2-0 lead. They did meet Georgia last month. Managed to do so in almost half the time on home soil. First goal for Turkey, Demiral, since he scored against Austria at the double, the round of 16 in the European Championship. Kocaeli just can't get anything going, Georgia. Down the line by Mulder. Kocaeli. Kakabate. Kocaeli. Kvaratskhelia. Kocaeli is the intended target. Might get ball to the Georgian striker, but no handball. What Georgia were looking for there. The foul going Turkey's way. Might be Georgian Inquisition. This is the handball call. To come off the midriff. Daci, his arm down by his side. I think most of the damage here was done when the two Turkish players collided. So a chance to have a look at the two goals. Hakan Yildiz was allowed to run outside. That's what Willy Sagnol will be asking. After a VAR review, the celebrations could renew, and that is just basic defending. Demiral wanted it more, he got it. Vincenzo Montella knows that his side are well on the way now. As it stands, they'd have a 6-point gap over Georgia. With 2 games left to play next month. Well, that's where the damage was done. Kocaeli this time making a nuisance of himself. The defending from Slava Golichidze was firm enough. approaching the half-hour mark, and right from the off there's been an excellent intensity about the way that Turkey have gone about their game. Georgia are able to match it for the first 10 minutes, but then they lost their composure. First goal in on 14th and Kenneth Yuziz. Shortly afterwards from Nehir Demiral. 8 minutes between the two goals. He's trying to squeeze it through. Davitashvili to Koshirashvili. By Bardashi, who's continued his run. This is Asogolu. They're loving what they're seeing, the home support, and no wonder. They could get better. Last corner they took led to their second goal. A little deeper. The ball kept alive and then got well away by Luka Loshashvili. Better than that. FDR on the front foot once more. O'Malley forward from fullback. Shalanolu. Now Demiral. Club as well as country. 11 goals and assists for club and country so far this season, including a goal and 2 assists against Bulgaria. Ran the show in the second half. Yildiz forcing the save from Mamadashvili. They just can't keep a lid on him. Running in behind at will. Mamadashvili would have expected to save that one, given the tight angle. Georgian goal was able to do so. Demiral close to it again. That one was actually off the head of the other centre half, Abdul Karim Bardashi. It was Mulder who got the glance, and Bardashi, who was a toenail away from prodding it home for number 3. Just over 10 to play, Turkish dominance in almost every department. Kocaeli, Kocaeli, poor touch. That's reflected of the state of mind of these Georgian players. Kocaeli. It's Kenan Yildiz. It's Yildiz. Blocked on the line, flat side, but finished off by Yunus Akun. Turkey out running riot. A seemingly unstoppable Turkish side that is just too much for Georgia. First to every second ball. Of course, Yildiz was involved. It's a brilliant block on the line in there, but it only served to present it for Yunus Akun, who fired home his third goal for his country. Easy peasy. Kocaeli, 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 that's the centre forward defending midway inside his own half. Traffic's been excellent for Turkey. Look at the go here. Back to Mamadashvili, who's rushed into his clearance. Applause from Vincenzo Montella and from all his coaching staff. Shake of the head from the Liverpool goalkeeper in goal for Georgia tonight, and you can understand why. Running with Davitashvili. Just as they wait in the middle, this is Kocaeli. Davitashvili. Kocaeli. Simply picked off, and here comes Turkey again. And Kocaeli. great race with Godlishidze. Georgian and the length of stride to get away from him. Kocaeli, behind it goes. Running away from trouble. Enough Georgians there to get possession back. Here's Kocaeli. It's a clear foul. Indeed it was. Long way back. Hence the long faces on the Georgian bench. I suspect Turkey will have learnt their lesson from what nearly happened to them on match day one when they were careless with a 3-0 lead. Yüksek is the one who has an issue here. Is there an awkward landing? Potentially. Didn't look too sinister, did it, from that angle? Never know, maybe he's jarred something. Kocaeli. The avenue's closed off by Turkey. They've done that so well all night. Al-Mali too strong. Now Mulder. And again, it's Kocaeli. Georgia careless in possession. And so close to conceding yet another one. Kocaeli had it taken away from him. Lovely touch, wasn't it, from Kocaeli? Really should have added to that tally just before the break. Kocaeli today. And Georgia find something, anything, give them a little bit of optimism as they go into the break. There's the answer, it's another Turkish attack. Yildiz, Kocaeli, Çalhanoğlu. White shirts flood forward, this is Mulder. Kocaeli. Mulder to keep it alive. Çalhanoğlu. Kocaeli. Still Kocaeli. Took on all comers. Kocaeli might do well to get it out while he's been fouled. Block there. Kocaeli carried and shot. Just for a second it looked like it might open up for him. Taken quickly, this is Kocaeli. Mikhail Tadze. Çalhanoğlu dying seconds of the first half here. By Kocaeli. Kocaeli. What a brilliant first half from Turkey. What a brutal one it has been for Georgia. 3 goals and it could have been more. The first from Kenan Yildiz. 8 minutes later, the second from Nehir Demiral from a corner. And then it was 3 with tender play. Yunus Akun Putting a seal on a fantastic first half for Turkey. Half time, Turkey 3, Georgia 0.
Power. Pride. Pacific. The Pacific Championship. New Zealand-Samoa doubleheader on Sky Sport.
The future of fast is here. Vanish GoPro Turbo, our best stain removal.
So welcome back to Kocaeli, almost ready to go for the second half. So much thought and reflection will have been going on in that Georgian dressing room at half-time. How to limit the damage, how to give themselves any hope of coming away from here with anything, because hopes look dashed by that blistering first half display from Turkey. 21 minutes. 3 goals scored between 14 and 35. Kenan Yildiz, Mehir Demiral and Yunus Akun. Georgia yet to have a single attempt on target in the match. Took them 78 minutes to do so against Spain on Saturday night, and here on Tuesday it hasn't got any better. Well, they've taken off George Mikhail-Tadze. Don't know if that's an injury. Ubu Zivzikadze is sent on in his place. Looks like that's going to be the only half-time change. I guess the only positive that Georgia have is that they were 3-0 down against the Turks on the opening match day in Tbilisi and made a real game of it in the second half. There's going to need to be a significant change in the tide here in Kocaeli, otherwise they are going to have further damage inflicted upon them. Strong start would help, and here is Zivzivadze. Touching it off Demiral. Two corners in the whole of the first half, Georgia, and they've got one in the opening seconds of this second one. Davitashvili to take it. Dealt with altogether convincingly, and Çalhanoğlu stumps it away. Well, this side, when they do fall short, have tended to fall short by short margins. You look back over the last couple of years and their defeats have been comparatively slender ones. You have to go back to when they were knocked out of the quarter-final stage of the European Championships by Spain, 4-1. They restricted Spain to 2 goals, of course, a save penalty in there, and a succession of really good saves by Georgi Mamadashvili in the Georgian goal. It's really the intensity of Turkey that's done the damage in the match so far. It's going to be interesting to see their approach in this second. Zivzivadze gives Badashvili something to think about. Certainly brings more physicality, doesn't he, the Heidenheim man, says Zivadze. So Çalhanoğlu, plenty of support, right and left and behind. Touches it to Goulet. Kvaratskhelia can get back and help out. Pulled back by Goulet. Oh, as Çalhanoğlu carried that out, it looked like an attack of real promise. Came to Nant. Mekbadishvili. No one there to get on the end of that for Georgia. El Mali can clear. It's Gitchishvili. Kvaratskhelia. Well wide. Not sure if it took a touch to help it on its way. Appear to. Goal kick's been given here. Well, it's Kvaratskelia's goal against Turkey. That made it a very nervy finish for Vincenzo Montella when they met in the opening fixture of this group. Kocaeli. Kocaeli. Well, one of the features of this Turkey side under Vincenzo Montella is that they have different ways to play in terms of sitting back and soaking it up, and the front foot approach we've seen in the first half, but it appears to be more of the former in the second. They're not coming on in quite the same way as they did, I guess. And it's probably a sensible approach from the Italian in the Turkish dugout. I think that Georgia have got to come onto them, and that'll leave gaps which they can seek to exploit. Here's Aterkoglu. Kenan Yildiz. Yildiz looking to repay the favour to Aterkoglu. Çalhanoğlu milking the applause. Getting ready to take the corner. Fifth of the evening for the home side. They've scored from one of those. Oh, they've been breached again. Just too easy. Demiral and the double. Georgia don't learn their lessons. And they are paying a heavy price tonight. Turkey 4, Georgia 0. Two of those off the head of Mehir Demiral. Really similar to the first. He had his marker, he outpowered his marker. Kyrgios really in the first half was detailed to try and keep an eye on him and failed to do so, and I think it was Kocaeli who was supposed to stop the centre half again then and did not get close. What an international winner this is turning into for Turkey. 10 goals scored. We're only just over 8 minutes into the second half of this particular contest, but 10 goals scored in 2 matches thus far. We sense there may be more. Think of the Georgia side and the Georgia level of performance to beat Portugal in the Euros in the summer of 2024. Turkey close in Dortmund in the opening match of that competition. Qualified for it with a really gutsy display against Greece. The levels have fallen a long way, and this is a pretty desperate night for them. Certainly turning into one. Davitashvili. Kvaratskhelia. Well, baby steps. It is an effort on target for Georgia. That's something that they haven't mustered before that. This group at the start of last month with genuine hopes that they could get amongst the top two. Spain have very quickly showed that they are not for catching, even with a host of absentees in this window. They've made light work. Obviously, you can't play ahead of them. Georgia falling well short, and this will be the night that goes down as the one where their World Cup qualification hopes effectively died. Of course, there are a series of events that could still see them qualify. There's still 6 points left to play for after this, and 6 points will be the gap between themselves and Turkey. You can tell by the air of celebration inside this stadium. Turkey, I think they've done enough to get second spot, and it would be hard to argue with them, even with well over half an hour to play here tonight. Kocaeli. No way for him to get there. Davitashvili. Next up for Turkey in the November international window is the visit here at the bottom side, Bulgaria. They'd expect to win that and expect to win it handsomely. And then a trip to Spain. Move there from Georgia, which Davitashvili got a boot on, but not really enough to trouble Shakir in the Turkish goal. Kocaeli. Goulet wants it. Goulet gets it. Stood firm there, Sabagolashidze, who denied Kocaeli. Stood firm there, Sabagolashidze. to deny Kocaeli looking to add to the 14 goals he already has for his country. More goals for Mikel Merino put Spain in charge at home against Bulgaria, so they'll maintain their maximum 12 points from a possible 12. Spain against Turkey in the final match day. There is a scenario which is not too far-fetched. I think that possibly could be Turkey. Spain slip against Georgia. They might have a chance of catching them, but that's pretty far-fetched. I think second spot is the most realistic one for Turkey. Davitashvili for Georgia. Back to Kvaratskhelia. Kvaratskhelia got himself in the way well. Demiral used his head to such good effect in both penalty areas. And now Güler to lead Turkey out. Yildiz. Kocaeli to take care of business and shepherd it out. Got up and down that flank well, tirelessly thus far. Got up and down that flank well, tirelessly thus far. Mulda. Haven't seen any changes made by Vincenzo Montella yet. He's going to be tempted before too long. Zivadzi's header back into Turkish hands. Sakun, score of the third, is the one upended there by a slightly overeager Anton Megbabishvili. Referee spotted here. Calls Zivzivadze across to him. That's what he spotted. Leaving a little bit on him. Badashi. Kabadze. Kocaeli. Kvaratskhelia. Kocaeli touched onto Kakabate. This is better. This is Kocaeli. And Georgia have a goal. Far and away their best moment of the match has resulted in them getting on the scoreboard. Kocaeli at the heart of it, in the build-up and in the execution. Well, they needed something, Willy Sagnol and Georgia, and they have something. The faintest of faint hope. Kvaratskhelia. Kocaeli caught, but there's not going to be a free kick given for it. Nitze sent on, as we see there. A second change for Georgia. Georgian goal has just given Turkey something to think about. Maybe just rekindling memories of the nervousness they felt towards the end of the tussle in Tbilisi. Just run a little early there. Some fresh legs then for Vincenzo Montella and Turkey to be readying a triple substitution here. Zibzawadze away from two. Finding Kocaeli taking up a much more advanced position. Kvaratskhelia. Kocaeli just caught on his heels. Georgia enjoying their best spell of the match as we approach the halfway point of the second half. Awful lot of damage for them to repair. Kocaeli. Davitashvili. Good run this from Davitashvili. Dug out by Demiral, who asked those around him to raise their game and not let it slide. Barış Alper Yilmaz is on, Yunus Akun is off. 5 minutes he lasted the last time he came off the bench against Georgia. Let's see if he can do a little better here. Ardugaler's work is done. There is so much more to come from him in the shirt of Turkey. Slightly more defensively minded midfielder sent on, Orkun Koçu. Chance to shoot here and deflected wide. Freshly introduced off the bench, can you say, and he had a chance to further reduce the deficit. Well, the momentum in this match has switched extraordinarily. Davitashvili. Suddenly the Turks are nervous, and before they were completely dominant. but also no way through. Namanashvili. Lotarashvili. Danyute for an expansive diagonal, asking a lot of Kakabate. Yilmaz dispossessed. Sarasilia couldn't find the intended recipient. Milder cantering forward. White shirts all around him. One of them is Atakoglu, who prods it wide. I think the last touch may have come off a defender. Brilliant full-back play. He tried to get there, didn't he, Atakoglu? But the last touch was most definitely off Golashidze. Another change, Saba Lobjanidze is on. Keep an eye on Demiral, looking for a hat-trick of headers. Well, they aim for him. Still plenty queuing up. And it was Demiral who got his head to it. The flag up anyway, so it wouldn't have counted. Oh, goodness me, do they look insecure from set-piece situations, whether it's first phase or second phase. Shalanolu. Free kick for Turkey. Now you see the now departed Davitashvili. Saba Lobjanidze plays his club football over in MLS with Atlanta United, is the one who's come on to replace him. He's a very versatile player. Is the intended target, but he's a little too over-physical. looked for a way past Kocaeli. Well, they were both at it. Handles the opponent's shirt. But it was Yilmaz who was singled out. Such is the advantage that they gave themselves whilst being completely dominant in the match. So Turkey won't be too unsure just yet, but another goal from Georgia that would change their complexion significantly. Lobshanidze, this is Kocaeli. Kocaeli had something to say, had too much to say, so he has gone into the referee's notebook. Radu Petrescu, the Romanian. A couple more Turkish substitutes ready on the touchline. Kocaeli was able to keep it in. Lobshanidze, Kvaratskhelia couldn't twist and turn his way past Barış Alper Yilmaz. Picked up a yellow card. Gujan Oshan, both ready for an introduction for Turkey. That's the end to cap number 101 for the captain, Hakan Çalhanoğlu. Aydin, the young Fenerbahce midfielder, will come on in his place. No more goals against Georgia, not tonight anyway, for Kerem Aktürkoğlu. Aydin in his place, wearing number 19. Thing behind the Turkish player as he brought it forward there. Kvaratskhelia. Kocaeli. A little bit of a ragged spell in and around conceding the Kocaeli goal. Kocaeli appear to have restored order. Kocaeli. Still going. He took some stopping, and that was at the expense of a corner. Kocaeli with the corner. The intent was for Zivzivadze to help it on at the near post. This is Zivzivadze. Kocaeli was used to special attention. Out by Demiral, but not properly. Judgment there by Saliojkan. Zivzivadze, Kocaeli. Fires it wide. Well, given where we are in the match and given where the score stands, those are the sort of opportunities, the sort of half chances that Kocaeli really needs to make count, you feel. Well wide. Well, no doubt in the last quarter of the match it's been better from Georgia, but most definitely feels like a case of too little too late from Willy Sagnol's side. Kakabadze. Kocaeli, three around him. That should be spelled somewhere else. Kocaeli. This is out to Lobjanidze. Lobjanidze, the block and the clearance. Georgia denied. Zivzivadze looking for gaps in a very well-manned Turkish defence. More changes. The Brighton and Hove Albion fullback, Ferdi Kadioglu, will be on. And that's African and Yildiz. Another game, another goal. The curtain brought down for him on a hugely productive international window. Ferdi Kadioglu still making his way back to full fitness after the best part of a year out, injured for club and country. Got another 10 minutes or so of action here. Starter against Bulgaria will be a finisher here, as the Arsenal head coach Mikel Arteta likes to call them. To make something out of nothing, Yilmaz. Kocaeli got a flailing arm to the face, did he? Well, he's down. And he's up. No further action other than a free kick. Georgia looking to their captain for something special. And with the clock ticking on, it's going to take something truly extraordinary here for Georgia to come away with anything other than a defeat and their qualification hopes in tatters. Yellow card for Kocaeli, and that will cost him a suspension. So we look at the excellent sense of adventure from Yilmaz down the Turkish right. He started as one of 4 players, knowing that if they picked up a caution tonight, they'd miss the next game against Spain. Kocaeli. Hands on the back, which is why he has been penalised. By Kocaeli. The match day night for Georgia. They welcome Spain, the European champions, to Tbilisi, and then finally it is to Sofia to take on Bulgaria to finish their qualification group. Kocaeli. Yilmaz, corner. Two of the 4 they've scored have come from corners. Here comes Turkish corner kick number 7, taken by their number 6. Kocaeli decided to take responsibility. Seems to have done the trick. Demiral getting there for 1. Badashi. Yilmaz waits in the middle. Ball won't reach him. Aydin was the crosser. Kocaeli. Zizikadze loses out. This is Badashi for Turkey. The double goal scorer Demiral. Free kick awarded against Yilmaz. Of caution might be advisable for Barış Alper Yilmaz, given that he has been cautioned. Another foul from Turkish number 9. Kvaratskhelia. Oh, that's hit the post. Nearly caught everyone by surprise. Kocaeli. Don't think anyone expected him to shoot there. Zivzibadze heads wide. Two nearly moments for Georgia in quick succession. Here's the Kocaeli one. Judged that, hasn't he? The goalkeeper thought it was going a little further wide than it actually ended up. Woodwork to his rescue. Four added minutes signalled that. Spain on 12, Turkey on 9, Georgia on 3, Bulgaria yet to get off the mark. That's how this table in Group E will look by the time we are finished here. Kvaratskhelia hasn't really been able to influence proceedings tonight as he would have liked. That's a credit to Turkey and the plans they've had for him. The side set up by Willy Sagnol to take the fight to Turkey. They've been second best by a distance. They've gifted it to Zivzibadze, have the home side. Lobsanidze couldn't get the touch he required. Look at all the Turkish players go down. Well, he can do a lot, can't he, Kvaratskhelia, but he can't do it all. To the highs of 2024 for Georgia and for Willy Sagnol when they qualified and gave a very good account of themselves at Euro 2024. 2025, having started pretty well, going to turn for the worst and they're going to fall short. What was their qualification mission for the World Cup? Nothing rubber stamped for sure in Group E just yet, but I think we know which way it's heading. We certainly know which way Mulder's heading here. Badachi happy to go back to Shakir. Go around the top of Kocaeli. No need to take any risks at this late stage. It's winding down the clock. Turkey take a firm hold of second place in the group. A thumping win here against their main rivals for it, Georgia. Georgia came here hoping that they could blow this group back open, but instead their hopes of qualifying, bar the playoffs for the World Cup next summer, look blown apart. Final score, Turkey 4, Georgia 1.